Hello. I would like to begin this presentation by congratulating you, the Alibaba management, um, on the large share of the Chinese market which you've acquired, about 52% or 51% rather, which accounts for about 552 million users, which on a certain day generated 812 million orders, um, which is several $billion of U.S. currency, which is quite a feat um, for one day. So, because of this, I'm very honored that I was asked to do consulting work for you, and I have some ideas about ways you might expand your business um, with the changing market and economy in China and abroad. So, one of the things I was asked to talk about would be differences between Amazon and Alibaba as far as the um, internet presentation or the website itself. So, the website for Alibaba definitely appears to me from a customer perspective to be more like a digital storefront, like you're walking into a mall almost. Amazon, and I don't know if upon further use you would end up, getting more personalized recommendations, but on Amazon you get kind of a personalized feed of things that you might be interested in. And Alibaba seems almost cluttered in comparison. Um, and I feel like it feels like you're walking into a mall, um, which is it's not a bad thing, but I think if you worked on cleaning up your storefront a little bit, your digital storefront, um, it would feel less jumbled. The offerings would feel less random. Um, you have home and garden items right beside, you know, personal protective equipment, and that's fine to an extent, and it's good that you offer all those things, but I think that it feels a bit overwhelming to some users, at least compared to what we might be more used to in the West with Amazon. Um, so another thing is the uh, Tabao um, sorry, I'm trying to look at how to pronounce this word. Yes, the Taobao villages. Um, so as I understand it, these are predominantly, well, rural areas that don't have internet access. Around, I think, 27% of residents have internet access. Um, Overall, I assume some of these villages are higher and some of them are probably significantly lower than that. So, one thing as far as marketing to these villages would be, sorry. So, as far as the strategy that you're using, you've set up venues, storefronts basically, stores, in which users can get on a computer and order items from the website. So I think that's a really good idea. Um, in order to improve on this, I think one thing is I would keep it like a traditional storefront, so it's familiar to people who have never really been on the internet before. And it'll also kind of feel like a portal into the next step as a society. But you don't want to you know, push it on them too much. Make it, I would say have sales associates, stuff there, people to help them out. Um, Another thing that goes along with that is some, classes promoting maybe computer literacy, because a lot of these people are probably uncomfortable using a computer. Um, a large portion may not have a computer at home. So I think that's important. And it'll make them more comfortable if you know, offer some classes in using that. And it'll also make you appear as uh, a strong moral force in the community, trying to better communities. Um, and so I think that would be a good choice, as well as having people there that can help people make their order. Um, Another thing would be billboards, having traditional advertising to people in these communities. Obviously, if they don't have internet access, um, internet advertising, like we would see a lot in a larger city, is probably not going to be very practical. So, the next topic that I need to talk about, um, so the middle class in China represents about 300 million people. And in marketing, this is a key demographic because they're not, extremely wealthy, and they're not extremely poor. That's kind of what it means, obviously. But what that means as far as marketing is that they have money. Um, they may be trying to become extremely wealthy or trying to emulate the extremely wealthy. Um, but the wealthy are already going to have a lot of these things that you might be marketing. They probably are already aware of these, online retailers and options like that. Whereas the middle class may not be, and they also need things. And um, unlike the lower economic classes, they have spending power and most likely a stable income and some disposable money. So I would market to them specifically for one thing, and market good prices, good deals. They can afford things, but they may be unable to, or they may be looking to save as much money as possible, unlike um, some wealthier clientele. So I would recommend marketing the goods that you can fill your home with. A lot of these people may have bought their first home and need things and they may have also moved from a rural area and to a city, and they may need things like a computer now that they have internet access. Um, so um, I would recommend just marketing things that they can use, primarily things that are necessary um, to a certain extent for them, and market the price point at which you can provide those things. Um, so that's all that I have. Thank you for listening to my presentation on this topic, and I hope that my advice is helpful.